This is R.D. Sharma solution, class 12, very short answer question, chapter 2 functions. So here we have f given as negative pi by 2 to pi by 2. So the domain is given and this is to R, real number. So this be a function defined by, the function is defined as fx is equal to cos of, you have mod, this is the greatest integer function, okay? So we have to find out the range of f. So first thing is, this negative pi by 2 can be written in the form of numerals. Pi is 22 by 7. You can even use it as 3.14. 3.14 or pi 22 by 7, just put it here. Negative pi by 2 will give you a value of negative 1.57. Pi by 2 will give you 1.57. So the range or domain, range to be found out, domain, you won't get anything beyond minus 1.57 and plus 1.57. So we'll go to the cos later, but let us talk about this greatest integer function. So let me make a line here. This is 0, this is 1, 2, there is negative 1, this is negative 2. So negative 1.57 will come here somewhere, negative 1.57. And positive 1.57 will come here somewhere. So this is the domain. You won't get anything out of bound of these two values. So when this value, any value which is inside this will go inside this greatest integer function. Assume it to be coming from negative 1.57 till minus 1. So since we know that the greatest integer will give you always the floor, these lower value. So let us write the lower value first, negative 2, here negative 1. So I'm talking about this range from here to here, minus 2 to minus 1 you can assume. Then you have this negative 1 and 0. I'm talking about negative 1 to 0. Then 0 to 1, it will be this 1, 0. Then we have this 1 and 2. So you can match also. Everywhere the lower line is showing the lower value. So when it comes, any value which is coming between this minus 1 and minus 2, you will get negative 2. So from here to here, you will get negative 2. It won't go beyond minus 1.57. Negative 1 to 0, any value you are going to get by the floor function negative 1. 0 to 1, you will always get a 0. And 1 to 2, you will always get a value called 1. So you will get 1. Okay, so let us put it here. So cos minus theta, cos negative theta is cos theta. So cos minus 2, then we'll put cos negative 1, then cos 0, and then cos 1. So this is 1. And then we'll find out the values and that will be the range. So cos minus theta is plus cos theta. Cos minus 2 is going to be cos 2. Cos minus 1 will give you cos 1. Cos 0 is of course 1. The value is 1. And cos 1 of course cos 1. So what do you get? 1, cos 1 and cos 2. Cos 1 is repeated. So what is the range? 1, comma, cos 1 and cos 2. So this is your answer. Question number 17. If f is from R to R, defined by fx equals 3x minus 4, this is invertible, then write f inverse x. So f inverse x, assume it to be y, fy will be equal to x. Put y here in place of x. You get 3y minus 4 equals x. So just take y on one side and others on right hand side. You get y equals x plus 4 by 3. So this is your y, which is your f inverse x. Y is f inverse x. So f inverse x will be x plus 4 by 3. This is question number 18. If this function is from R to R, f g is from R to R, the fx function is given as x plus 1 whole square. Gx is given as x square plus 1. Then write the value of fog minus 3. So f of g of negative 3 will be f of g of minus 3. So g of minus 3, that is, put minus 3 here. So minus 3 whole square, minus 3 whole square plus 1. So you have 9, so 10 plus 1, 10, 9 plus 1 is 10. So for f10 you have to find out. Now put x as 10 here, 10 plus 1 whole square, you are going to get 121. Question number 19. A is equal to, this is some values are given, ranges are given, but we don't have to worry about this. But let me write it here. Let A equals x belongs to R. X is between negative 4 and 4. And x is not equal to 0. And the function f is from A to R. Function is from A to R. And this is defined by fx equals mod x by x. Write the range of f. So range of f will be what? So don't worry about these negative 4 to 4, because x is also not equal to 0, so there will be no problem of division by 0. Mod x will always give you x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and it will give you negative x if x is less than 0. So first thing is mod x. What do you get? Mod x. X will remain as x. Mod x will be x by x. Then it will be negative x by x. So here you get 1. Here you get negative 1. So the range of f is negative 1 to 1. This is your range. Question number 20. So again here let f, the function is negative pi by 2 to pi by 2 to a. So minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 till a, map to a, be defined by fx equals sine x. It is sine x. So if f is a bijection, write set A. So you have to find out the set A. What are the values will be in set A. And since it is bijection, bijection will be only when the function will be 1, 1 and on to both. That is, it has to be injective and surjective also. Then you will call them as bijective. Okay. So what is the, what do we mean when we say surjective? The codomain should be equal to the range. The codomain, actually we are talking about A, not about this function we are talking about, but we are talking about set A. So sine x always is between negative 1 and 1, sine x or cos x. Whatever value you put, it will be always inside minus 1 and 1. So just take this as y for time being. Y is between negative 1 and 1. So we have y less than equal to minus 1, less than means greater than equal to minus 1, less than equal to 1. So since the range and codomain are same, that means y is from 1 minus 1 to 1. We are talking about A. Question number 21. Now f is function from R to R plus. R plus means all the real number, positive real numbers. So this is defined by fx equals a to the power x. A is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1. This always happens with the exponential function. These are the conditions. Okay. We have to find out, evaluate f inverse x. So this is equal to y, assume it to be y. You get x as fy. So just put it here as means putting y here. So fy will be a to the power y. So a to the power y will be equal to x. Now take both side log but with the base a. So we are taking log with base a. So this is log. I am taking base a. Now this gets cancelled. You will know, you will always get y only after this. This already we have seen in the theory. This is log x with base a. This is your y was f inverse x. So this is f inverse x is log base a x. Question number 22. Let f is from R to R, but in the first R, that is the domain, we have R minus negative 1. This is R minus negative 1. This is from this to R minus 1. So R minus 1. Okay. So in the domain, though there is no negative 1, in the second map part, there is no 1. This is given by fx equals x by x plus 1. F inverse x, let us take it as y. X will be equal to fy. Put y here and equate it with x. So x will be equal to y by y plus 1. Now just multiply here. Cross multiplication xy plus x or xy plus x will be equal to y. Now take x value here, because you have to take y on one side, other all on the other side. So you get this y equals x by 1 minus s, because we are taking the x terms together and y on one side. So just computation here, y1 minus x equals x, y gives you x by 1 minus x. This y was your f inverse x. F inverse x is x by 1 minus x. Question number 23. Let f, so this is r minus 3 by 5, negative 3 by 5. So the domain has been defined. This be a function defined as, the function is defined as fx equals 2x by 5x plus 3. Write f inverse. Range of f is r minus 3 by 5. So don't worry about all these. Just concentrate of f inverse x equals y. So x will be equal to fy. Just put y here and just equate it with x. So 2y by 5 y plus 3 equals, just cross multiply and just take y on one side, push everything on the other side. So I'm just writing directly y equals 3x by 2 minus 5x. So this is your f inverse x. Question number 24 here. Let f be from R to R, g from R to R be two functions defined by fx is giving x square plus x plus 1 and gx is giving 1 minus x square. Write fog minus 2. So these are the two functions. Fog of minus 2 we have to find out. The fog of negative 2 is what? F of g minus 2. Now take this negative 2 in function g, put here 1 minus minus 2 whole square. So 1 minus 2 to the 4. You get negative 3 here. So f of negative 3. Okay. Now this, put this minus 3 on the fx function. So you get minus 3 whole square plus minus 3 plus 1. You'll get 7. Question number 25. Let f is from R to R be defined as fx equal 2x minus 3 by 4. Write f of f inverse 1. So here we don't have to find out f inverse. Means we have to find out, but there is an added value. F of f inverse. So we have f, then f inverse. Okay, so first we'll find out the f inverse x because f is already there. So f inverse x equals y, x will be equal to fy. So just put y everywhere on the fy, f2y minus 3 by 4 will be equated to x. So we have already done this, so just let me write directly. Take y on one side and push everything on the other side. So 4x plus 3 by 2. This is your f inverse x. This is your f inverse x. Now, f of f inverse x, f is already there. F is already there. So f of f inverse x will be equal to, this is f of f inverse -1. Is it -1? It is +1. It is not -1. It is +1. So it is 1, okay? There is a slight mistake I have committed. So it is f inverse 1. So just put 1 here in the f inverse x. So 4 into 1 plus 3 by 2. I am putting x as 1 in the f inverse x. So f into 4 into 1 plus 3 by 2, that is 7 by 2. 4 plus 3 by 2. So 7 by 2 you got. Okay. Now take this function, original function, and put 7 by 2 here. Here. You get 2 into 7 by 2 minus 3 by 4. So you get 7 minus 3 by 4, 4 by 4. That is going to be 1. Question number 26. So let f be an invertible real function, right? F inverse, let me just write it. F inverse of f1, then f inverse of f2. It goes till f inverse of f 100. Okay. So rather than doing this way, we'll do what? We know that f inverse of f is an identity function. We already seen this in previous exercises also. So f inverse of operation f is identity function. And in identity function, whatever you put, it will come out. So we will just write in place of f inverse operation f, identity function. So let us write here in the original function that they have provided us. So this is I1. I am replacing f inverse of f with I. Then I2, I100. Now identity function is what? Whatever you give inside, it will come out. I1 will be 1, I2 will be 2, 3 like this, it goes up to 100. Now this is a simple arithmetic progression. And we know the sum of this, n plus 1 by 2 for the term from 1 to n summation. So n plus 1 by 2, 100 into 100 plus 1 by 2. So you have 50 into 101, 50 into 101, you get 5050. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, this question we are going to take in the next discussion. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.